Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I've finally gotten another PB and I've finally broken my personal best and I've finally got a sub 20. Barely though, very barely. I mean, I've scraped this so barely it's actually not even funny. It's actually kind of cringe how I've literally barely scraped this. As you'll probably see in the thumbnail and the title, it's a 1959, so it is a sub 20, but I mean so freaking barely. It's actually ridiculous. So whilst I'm happy I've got my first sub 20, it's I've just barely scraped it. I'm almost unhappy, you know. It's like scraping a passing grade at school. It's like I mean, you got it, but like, really, did you? But yeah, anyway, so it starts off normal. It's another ocean run, but in this one I do use the Bastion X-ray strats. I mean, I know it's not actually called X-ray, it's called micro lensing is the official name. Whatever you want to call it. Use like the entities, you know, to figure out where bastions are exactly. I've been using it a lot and it's incredible. Can make you reset so much faster and can make you just have so much more fun runs as well. Such a good time just not running around like a headless chicken like around Bastion all the time. There's even an updated version of it where you can literally tell if a bastion is like too far through a wall or not. There's like a thing you can see on F3 called C where you can actually tell how much air there is for you to run, so how much free space. So if you have multiple bastions, you can choose the one that has the most free space, which is honestly insane. It's insane that we can use the F3 now to use all this shit. So it eliminates a lot of the RNG, to be honest. So now it's like you only have to get lucky with finding a fortress. But if you know where multiple bastions are in different quadrants, you're very rarely going to get a double bastion in a run now. Not very rarely, but like you're rarely going to get a double bastion in a run. Now you can literally just rely on getting your first bastion, and then you've just got to hope you don't get unlucky and get the 10% chance that you don't get anything in another quadrant. And then you just get a fortress and stuff. But yeah, that first shipwreck, brilliant. Had everything but one extra iron for my shovel, which is a bit sad, but I mean, I can live with a stone shovel. All you really use your shovel for is literally getting flint and then like digging down to the stronghold. That is like literally it. So I really don't mind not having a iron shovel. Like, that's more than fine. And we find a magma marine right over here, although it does look like a bit of a fake one. I'm not sure if this one's real or not. I think it is, it must be. But yeah, anyway. So this run is decent. Like, I think I've just got that speedrunner mentality now. I never used to understand it, like when watching other speedrunners, when they would get their personal best and so be like, yeah, this is a bit bad. But now I actually speedrun myself. I'm like, yeah, this is bad, this is this, yeah, no, this is fake, I thought so. It's just a speedrunner mentality. Like, I'm not entirely happy with this. I already really want to get a better time. I think especially because it's just scraping a sub 20. Like, I was hoping my first sub 20 would hopefully, not guaranteed, but hopefully be like a sub 19, you know, something crazy, but it barely scraping the barrel, so that's why I'm a little bit sad about it. Yeah, I have to go around this cave for a freaking while, don't I? So I am quite sad about that, but I mean, it's still a sub 20 and it's still a new personal best. At least my next personal best was a sub 20 and wasn't, you know, something else really annoying. Oh my god. So yeah, this is the most scuffed thing ever. I finally find a formation that I can actually, you know, get. I can actually get lava. Oh, it's so stressful when you have all these freaking magma blocks that just don't have lava in them. Okay, I'm taking a good while to do it. Then watching back on yourself, like, I don't feel as slow, I think, when I'm playing, but I definitely look slow to me right now. But yeah, just the usual, really. Just building the magma portal and then getting into the nether. The seed isn't anything insane at all. The new micro lensing just makes it easier to find bastions now. So I think I'm going to hopefully break this. I'm hopefully going to break this pretty quickly with the new micro lensing thing. That's what I'm planning on doing. That's what I'm hoping on doing. So a sub 4 entry. It's okay. It's you know, I mean, nothing to write home about, of course, but yeah. So I knocked my chunks down to 16, so I don't load in any bastions that are way too far away. And then whilst all the entities are loading in, for me to be able to, like, you know, detect the bastions through the walls, I just, you know, craft like my bread if I can, or craft anything else that I need to in the meantime. So right now I'm trying to do this. So I did pause for a second then, but that was like just to do something else. I thought I heard something. But yeah, so I'm just checking around now. So you go down the 30 FOV to basically check where exactly the large sum of entities are, and I can see over there that there's 50 entities, so I'm like, yep, pretty much certain the bastion's over there, yep, and I see it straight away anyway. I mean, in a normal run I would have seen this straight away. What I honestly should have done, which So I do my crafting whilst waiting for the stuff to load in, but if I don't have stuff to craft, plus I should do this before I even bother, is have a quick check around, because instead of worrying about that whole F3 thing, I could have quickly checked, seen the bastion, and then probably use the F3 to check where bastions were in other quadrants to make sure I don't run into another bastion, if that makes any sense. But yeah, this new micro-lensing thing that's been discovered is honestly game-changing. Like, it makes this so much less RNG based and so much less frustrating. Now it's just so much more like actually up to the speed of the runner now, at least. And it just, you know, you can reset so much faster. Like, I've had like multiple nevers where I've literally just gone in, seen that there's not a bastion anywhere nearby, and like, alright, cool, see, I'm out. I'm not bothering. That's not an extra 3-4 minutes of me running around like a headless chicken. That's me out, and I'm into the next seed, and I'm, you know, playing for a good seed, playing for a nearby bastion, and then playing for the fortress afterwards. So the main part now, really, I would say, of speedrunning, like Overworld, you just got to get into Nether, you know, like Overworlds can be god tier, don't get me wrong, but the main part is obviously still Nether, but now you know you're, like, can be guaranteed to get to a bastion. Now the biggest worry is, first of all, finding the fortress, but because of the micro-lensing and checking what other bastions are, you should have a pretty high chance of hopefully finding a fortress in another quadrant. Fortresses are really big as well compared to bastions. Like, fortresses have always been easier to find than bastions because they spread across so much land, you know. Bastions are like very compact in like one area, so if they're a bit in a wall, you very good chance you could sometimes not see them sometimes, whereas a fortress spreads out so far, even if half of it's in the wall, there's still a good chance you could probably see the other half, you know. So now the really main parts of runs are the blaze rod rates and the blind travel, which it always has been. Those have been the main like prioritized things, like those have been the main things that like can kind of determine your run, but now this has just made it even more so. So now, yeah, the main parts of speed runs that are luck based, let's say, are the blind travel and the rod rates. That's the absolute main parts. They were the most important parts before, but now they're the like absolute, like, you know, running, like, you don't run around for extra time looking for a bastion. You might if the bastion's quite a while away and a bit hard to get to, but like, you know, because you know exactly where the bastion is, you don't have to worry about looking for it, if that makes sense. I mean, kind of have to worry about looking for it, I suppose, but knowing like the direction it's in, and you can just run in that direction rather than like, you know, at the start. I sometimes like check so many areas at the start before, which would easily eat up like a minute or two. Now that minute is just saved because I know exactly where to go. And then yeah, again, the likelihood of you getting a double bastion is low. It's more likely that you're not going to get a double bastion now because you know where all the bastions are. Also, this lava stream here, I was like, oh my god, I panicked, but it actually flooded out there, so I didn't really need to block that off, but I did anyway. See, I'm just doing the normal bridge bastion route, as most of you will know probably from my last video. Do it here, get all the pigs in, get a decent amount, but still I want to probably go for more here, I assume. I always just try and go for more if I can, or I get a chest here probably. Yeah. Decent amount, a little bit of obsidian, a little bit of starter obsidian, lovely. See, I just love bridge bastion because there's just never any way that you're not running out with everything. That is why I absolutely love bridge. But yeah, now just it's honestly so much more fun to speedrun now, not having to worry about the luck of finding a bastion, because the amount of times you would just run around for ages, not find a bastion, and be like, oh cool, I've got to reset. But now just knowing, it's so much nicer. It's so much nicer. So much nicer. K4 for finding this is an absolute legend. Absolute legend. I know it wasn't just him, but he's like the main person who's done like the videos on it and explained it. His explanations on it have been brilliant. His latest video especially was phenomenal. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description for anyone that's a bit confused on what I'm talking about and maybe wants to learn about it. The man is a god in just explaining everything. He's your guide to speedrunning, especially the advanced side as well. He's very, very good. Very, very good at explaining stuff like that. Just knowing this stuff now just makes it more fun to speedrun. I think it's just a matter of time now for finding stuff. Eliminating this part of the RNG is just so much nicer. So hopefully I'm going to be able to get my personal best lower and lower and lower. I think my next goal is not a sub 19. I suppose it has to be a sub 19 at the point I'm at. But I think my next big goal is sub 18. I think I'll be happy with a sub 18. But, you know, we got to get there still. We've got to get there still. We're grinding. But yeah, now that there's this whole bastion thing, this eliminates a lot. Because I do run around for I used to run around for a lot longer than I probably should have. Because, I don't know, I just run around for ages. Hoping to find a bastion sometimes. Like, you know, I'm like, okay, if I find a bastion around this corner and then I get a quick fortress, then I get a good blind travel. But now it's like, the guarantee of the bastion now is just the worrying about the fortress afterwards. You know? And if you get into the Nether and there's not a bastion nearby, you just reset. You just don't run around, check every quadrant. You just Cool, not a bastion nearby. I turn my FOV down to like, I turned my FOV down to 30 to like try and check if there was a bastion in that direction just to make sure. Now I know there's not. Crank all my stuff up and then just absolutely leg it. I left the bastion like what, like 8:30, no, maybe 9 minutes. I'm not sure exactly what time I left the bastion, but I've got soul speed on, so that's pretty nice. You know, absolutely speeding. Obviously, it looks horrendous in Quake Pro right now. I'm sure your eyes are peeling off, but right around that corner, I see the fortress, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually a run. This is actually a run. Very sub-20able run. Now, I'm sorry, I've just got to get to this fortress. I got the warrior getting to this fortress. It's got to absolutely run for it. I don't have an insane amount of food. That's why I'm not, like, pearling like a maniac. I'm trying to, like, you know, do appropriate pearls where I can, as much as I can. You know, because I just don't want to, you know, just be like, ooh, 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 and then get to the fortress, have no food, and then, like, you know, die to a melee blaze or a wither skeleton or something annoying like that, you know? Because bread is just not that great saturation, so 4 bread is not good at all, to be honest. Like, it's okay, it sustains me, but it's not good enough to get me to the end of the run, to be honest. Especially with pearling and stuff. So I'm here like, alright, this is going to take me too long, so I'm like, alright, screw it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send it. Big dick deck coming in with the pearl. I'm actually quite happy with this pearl. Look at this. Slots in there. Ooh! Ah! Who is this guy, dude? My YouTuber's a god, dude. What do you mean? No, I'm joking. But that pearl was pretty cool. And then I see there's a bunch of wither skeletons, so I build up here. I don't do the proper tower ups that I should to like easily knock them off, but obviously the position I was in, you know, I had to make do. I had to make do with this. So yeah. And then I see the blazes, and then I just get no idea where that wither skeleton came from. He just appeared out of nowhere. Look at my health. You can just see my health shaking. I'm on like 1 heart, dude. I was screaming. I was like, no way. I've actually just been RKO'd by a freaking invisible wither skeleton. I genuinely didn't see him before. I don't know if he just quickly ran up that staircase. He must have. Look, you can see number 2 coming up. Look at him. Absolute rats. I hate wither skeletons. I lost a sub 17 pace run to wither skeletons once because there was just so many in a fortress and I couldn't get to the blaze spawn on the other side. I didn't have enough pearls to like use on pearling, and it was a soul sand valley, so like spawn rates were ridiculous. But yeah, right now I'm placing 3 blocks like that basically to ensure that no wither skeletons can get past those points, because they're 3 block high mobs, so they can't go past anything that's not, you know, 3 blocks high. So that makes that 2 blocks high, so yeah, we're safe from them. I blocked this off here to make sure those, like, that gang of 3 over there, and then I blocked this off as well because I'm scared. I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid the elite right now. So yeah, killing all these blazes. Not really a lot to talk about here. I'm not using the spawner too much because there's so many blazes around. And then I kill that blaze there, and I'm like, alright, I'm going to have to kill you because I want that rod. Awesome. Not too many worries here. Not a lot I could do differently. Like, I think I played this pretty decently. Like, I don't blame myself for getting withered from that skeleton because genuinely I couldn't see it either, like watching this back. So it's fine. Nothing about this was too bad. I think I did the fortress perfectly fine. I got absolutely amazing rod rates for once as well. I got really excited now. I was like, oh my god. But I was at extra regional coordinates, and I probably should have just blind traveled from here, to be honest, but I don't feel, extra regional can just sometimes be so bad, and I thought, I can pearl, I've got time, I'm gonna do this. So I didn't check the extra regional blind travel afterwards. Maybe I should have, like maybe that would have been the play, and maybe I would make that play next time, because this wastes like an extra like what minute me going to another place where I could have literally probably just blind travel from there and hopefully been decently close. And then I've had to use 2 pearls as well, and I've got no food left, so now I'm only on 3 hearts and in a bit of an awkward spot. So yeah, this wastes a good minute 30 actually. So yeah, probably I should have done an extra regional blind travel. Like, I would have already been out in the nether and I would have already been going towards the stronghold, you know, but it could have been miles away because the blind travel was actually quite good, to be honest. And I realized I have like barely any blocks. I could make nether brick, but I was like, that's gonna take an extra like 2 seconds, so I'm just gonna use crying. I got more than enough obsidian and crying obsidian. I may as well. Doesn't really matter. You can just use this fine. And then I go to here and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna have to blind from here. The rest of the terrain's too bad. And we do this. You know, do the portal, not a lot to talk about here. I do this portal pretty decently quickly actually, so I've nothing to complain about actually. I might do portals like that from now on, to be honest. Like, I normally do like one side, then build up, do the 2 on top, but doing both the sides and then the 2 on top's decent. And I'm like, oh crap, nighttime mobs, I'm going this way, and I'm just gonna pray that it's ocean travel. So I get ready to make my ender eyes. I'm like, alright, cool. We'll do this. Awesome. Throw the eye. And of course goes back towards the mobs. Oh my god. I think that's so funny. It's so typical. And then I somehow didn't catch that eye. I actually do not know how I didn't catch that. But yeah, so what I need right now desperately is food and wood, because I've got string, but I need wood to make my beds. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about right now. I'm like, all right, the stronghold could be close. I go off angle a little bit to try and, like, you know, guess how close it was. And it was an angle difference of like 30 or something ridiculous. But I'm not perfect at it. But I know that still means it's close. Even if I've scuffed it a little bit, I know that means it's close. So, you know, it's like that angle difference is way too high for it to be anything. There was a shipwreck to my right, which I do get, but I'm so focused on the sheep, and then I see the shipwreck, so, and I'm like, oh. So that could have saved me a few seconds if I'd noticed the shipwreck properly before, to be honest. So this could have been more of a sub 20 than the scraping by the skin of my teeth that it actually is right now. But with this Bastion binoculars, I'm hoping to get a better time than I currently have now. Because scraping a sub 20, I was always going to be happy with a sub 20, but just scraping it, I don't know. I don't know. This puts me, by the way, for anyone interested, 93rd on the leaderboard. I did check, so I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. So I'm top 100 finally. So there's that. I was 103rd before, for anyone that didn't know. I didn't put it on the speedrun.com yet or anything, but I was if I did submit it. And I've just not submitted them because I'm gonna get a better time. There's no point. I'm gonna get a better time. It kind of motivates you more, I guess. I don't know if it does. Also, I think I get too much wood as well here, because I need to work. I'm stupid with wood. I need to like work out exactly how much. Like for 6 beds, I need like what, 18 planks, which is only like 5 logs, to be honest. So for like even if I wanted 7 beds, I only need like 6 logs, and I got like 14 logs. So that's another time waste. Actually, yeah, I probably could have shaved like 10 seconds off this. So I need to remember that. Like I just overget logs just in case I'm being stupid. You know, I don't trust myself all the time at the moment. But yeah, I'm just boating. So I'm like, all right, I know it's pretty decently close, but I'm trying to avoid all the mobs on the shore a little bit, and I'm trying to use this river travel as much as possible, just in case it is a little bit further away. But to be honest, I should have thrown an eye here. I knew it was super close, but I'm too worried about me being like incorrect, you know, like in case I messed up the triangulation, the angle difference, like estimation, whatever you call it, you know, where I messed up, and I see it go straight backwards. I was kind of expecting it, but I just wanted to make sure so I didn't mess up. So I was like, all right, cool. I was looking at my time. I was like 1730. I was like, potential. If it's a bad stronghold and dragon though, then it's a rip. I also have gold pickaxes for days, so I know I'm sorted there. And that absolutely flies up there. So I kind of already know it's in the chunk that I'm currently in, like running through right now. But just to make sure, I run up on top of this hill. And then I think I even make sure again, even though I shouldn't have, this next eye throw after this, I should not have bothered with. Like, I second guessed too much, but like this is blatantly obvious. Like it could not be another chunk, like physically. So that was I suppose another little mini time waste. I could have just been focusing on digging down there instead of worrying about throwing the eye. Get blown up by like a creeper there. And I'm trying to find 4-4/4-5. Finally get it. It took me ages actually to do that. That's it's kind of bad. And we're digging down at 1820, which isn't even that great sub 20 pace. It is, obviously we know we've scraped it, but it's you know, if the stronghold's bad and the dragon's not that great, so I run down here, see a skeleton, of course, the most annoying mob in the game. Skeleton's my least favourite mob, by the way. Every skeleton can just suck it, to be honest. Absolutely hate them. Look up there, top left way. I always find that I go top left way because I found like a lot of end portals like in the top left direction, and sure enough, I found it in the top left direction. So we're literally going to be getting into the end now. Not even sub 19 minute. Obviously, we've got to count for in-game time, which is obviously what it's going to be based off of. But on the actual real timer right now, we're in at just over 19 minutes, which isn't great for a sub 20 pace, like at all. Like if I get a slightly not great dragon, I'm screwed. Also, I haven't crafted my beds yet either. And this Enderman, I was like, when did I look at you? I was like panicking. I was like, don't tell me an Enderman's actually going to throw this. So I throw in water, get my boat, and I'm like, right, I'm trying to catch a freaking Pokemon right now, bitch. Boom. Look at that. I'm like, see you later. Ain't ruining my day, dude. So if I didn't somehow look at that Enderman, I don't even know. Another couple of seconds probably. So this probably could have been a 1950 almost easily if I wasn't stupid in multiple circumstances. You know? And then I'm just ready to craft my beds. It's a crap ton. I don't need 8, but you know, why not craft them when I can? Like, may as well, right? Yeah, eat a carrot because you know I need health because I'm going to be pearling at the dragon. Take the carrots off, so I've got the food there, and it perches. So I was like, this could be sub 20. I overshot my ender pearl a little bit, but yeah, got there just in time actually. Oh my god, I didn't realise how much I scraped that. And then we don't 4-bed it sadly because I didn't see which way it turns, but we 5-bedded. There's nothing wrong with a 5-bed. There's nothing wrong with a 5-bed, and that was a quick low perch as well. So, you know, I'm happy that I just got him in general. And then we do the timer, and it's 19:59 there, and you see it swaps to 20 minutes, but that is because it's still counting the in-game time right now as I paused it. So it is 19:59 when I pause the timer. But, like, barely. Like, I'm probably, like, 19:59 and, like, 999 milliseconds or something ridiculous. But, yeah, it has scraped it because that's when I stopped the in-game timer. But, you know, yeah. That's it. It's scraped. I'm going to get a better time, but it is technically my first sub 20. So, hey, there's that. Hope you guys enjoyed. I didn't do the /C thing, so I don't even know if I can even submit this to speedrun.com, to be honest, because I didn't do /C and show my settings and stuff, so I don't even know if I can submit this, but I'm going to get a better time, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you very much. I'm going to be getting a better time soon. I freaking hope so, at least. I would say I promise, but in case I'm an idiot, you know, who knows? But I'm going for it. I'm grinding hard. Anyway, much love, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and peace out.